Nemesis reacts to Yamato's death, link grant on Twitter.
Let me read this.
Okay.
Let me get the facts straight.
This is what Yamato is saying.
Early game. They nerfed death timers. They didn't change the TP mechanic for early game. Not punish at all for being solo killed early levels. You can literally die and TP back to turret.
Yes, this is what they want.
They overbuff Syndra Rihanna because they want to see it at Worlds as per usual. Nerf runes, only good laning phase runes.
As a side note, I disagree. Syndra is not broken. It's actually one of the most bait, weakest champion in league, but sure.
Zari still nerf jungle. Obviously deserve, but they should
obviously.
Slow down the pace of the game, insane as per usual. So you get less punish, way less for mistakes, only if you play meta. So what exactly is the point of even playing aggressively?
As a side note, the issue is right now, even if the game is slowed, the destination is the same, the journey is the same. So what I mean by this is, it doesn't matter that the game is slowed down. It's not better that it's slowed down. I mean, or worse necessarily. I mean, it's kind of worse, but still. What do I mean by this? If you have to go to work at a very long distance job, right? And you dislike doing that daily hustle or daily schedule, waking up in the morning, traveling and going to work. You dislike all that ritual, right? And someone says, I got you. Let me tell you what you're gonna do. In order for you to enjoy going to work and having your ritual be different, instead of walking to work, you're going to move backwards to work. You're going to do the Michael Jackson move. Shazam! Oh! And you're just going to go that way to work. But you'll still have the same schedule. You'll just walk slower. The road is the same, the destination is the same, but you're walking slower because you're doing something fancy. And this is what I think they did to League. The pace is the same, the objectives are the same, the macro is the same. It's just that it's slower. And nowadays you don't lose fast 15, you lose fast 20. Like they got back to this. And I don't think that's necessarily good. I really dislike what they did with this, but hey. Let's listen to Nemesis more before I die here. Oh wait, Zac? Okay, he did the ganking. No! He moved! God damn it, man, he moved. I wanted to channel my Q through him, but he moved from Jinx. Okay, can he still do it? Is he gonna die? Okay, no! God damn it. Oh, he's gonna live. Whatever. My bad, I guess. Okay.
If you don't pick Orianna or Syndra, even Ari, you basically just instantly lose lane to Orange Ring Ares Scorch combo. If you don't punish them in early game with an aggressive setup and solo kill them...
What's an aggressive setup?
You don't get rewarded, you just teleport back to lane after being dead for 2 seconds.
What's an aggressive setup, Ignite? Why don't you try Ignite on other champions? Like, I'm so confused. Anyway.
If you want to play the fantasy and just chill, you're forced to go Doran shit the second win into sitting turret doing exactly nothing at all, hoping your jungler support wins. Here's the funny part, how exactly are you supposed to outscale a Syndra or even on Orianna at this point? You don't get rewarded for playing.
Very simple, you pick other strong scaling champions or accept they will bully you early on lane. Except that you will lose lane in CS and then play the map. So basically you could just pick Silas, get bullied a few levels, and then it doesn't matter. You could just pick Cassiopeia, be bullied a few levels, then it doesn't matter. You could just pick Vladimir, be bullied a few levels, although Vladimir is not as hard bullied anymore, but still, then win the game. You just have to play champions that hard scale, are decent early, but you cannot pick champions that are totally useless at certain points in the game. So you basically cannot pick Akali. You cannot pick Talon, you cannot pick Akshan, you cannot pick Yana. You just have to pick champions that hard scale, match Orianna, and are not totally useless. That's how. And obviously, Yamato's death champ pool sucks. It's just terrible. It's one of the worst champions you can have for mid lane in solo queue. I mean, sure, he climbs, he wins sometimes, but he doesn't win through something he does for the team. It's not something he does. It's just a mid lane is broken. It has potential to kill, but it fucks up the jungle and bot lane as a result of what he does.
Playing grass in order fantasy, so where exactly are you even going to get rewarded if you don't play those champs? Now the real question of this strat. Is there even anyone in Rod Balancing team that plays mid lane?
I mean, the same question I can ask for jungle.
Now, where exactly is it fun in this current situation we're in? Why is the game getting so much more noob friendly?
Oh no, I died.
Often complain about balancing decisions, but this has to be one of the most stale and boring metas we have had with the least amount of carry potential ever. Okay.
Least amount of carry potential ever. No, definitely not true. Definitely not true. This is not true. You just have... I mean, no, actually it is true for the champion pool he has. For his champion pool, that's right. It's one of the worst champ pools to carry. I agree. He just has to play other champions. He has to pick the Orianna, has to pick Cassio, has to pick... Wait, what the fuck happened to the rest? What the fuck happened here? What the fuck happened here?
Money to see one of the Rod balancing guys to queue up in at least Diamond Elo and have an enjoyable time playing mid with something that is not Orianna or Syndra. Spoiler, you want how to fix...
Okay, this is actually a bad point to criticize because enjoyment can be varied and seasoned players won't have enjoyment in game unless they are overpowered and they bully other people. So Riot will not do that.
To be honest, nerf the TP after that interaction might be a start. How you doubt that lane is ever gonna be truly skilled again. Rush the shot to more cash is the entire point of the company anyway. The fun times are over, at least for me.
Yeah, it is probably very bad if you're someone like Yamato that plays shit champions.
Is there some things I agree and some things I disagree, okay? So going one by one. They buff Dorn items way better early game. Yeah. They buff Dorn items, that is true. They're better early, that is true. They're also better mid to late game if you keep them in your inventory.
Yeah, especially Doran's blade. Is the strongest.
Doran's blade is by far the most buffed item.
True, because of
now the thing about Yamato in this case is that
Omnivab, which is a percentage type scaling stat, it's not a flat amount of it's not a flat stat. That's why it's better for late. So obviously, if you have more damage, you have more Omnivab.
His champion pool is usually champs like Talon, Kiana,
Katarina, no fucking way, bro! I swear
and whoever the fuck I'm missing. Auction.
Okay, so he knows the issue.
Whatever the fuck I'm missing. Now, out of these champions, the only champion that like kinda likes buying Dorn is Auction.
Oh.
Other champions preferred the last patch because it was better to just start Longsword on them, on majority of them, and just power into your first item. But now, because Dorn is stronger and those champions are technically weaker, I think it's just bad for his champions. Now, nerf that timers, yep, they did.
I also think it's not necessarily due to Doran changes, which is worse. It's overall all the changes combined. Sure, Doran items contribute, but slowing down the game and not being able to win through random bullshit also is something that has changed the game overall. What the fuck are we even doing, man? Am I going to die again? I think I am going to die. Ah! Gotcha, boss. Am I still... No! Nerf Swain. I hate this champion so much. Okay, another champion for mid lane, which is totally busted. And nobody plays it. Like, why does nobody play Swain? Hello! This champion is busted. Wake the fuck up. It's a Z tier champion. If people say Orianna is broken, but they don't even want to try Swain. And if they try it, I get outrange, shut the fuck up. Learn to play. Stop trying to be overpowered at everything, at every single point in the game. Accept that you are going to be bad at a few things, just like junglers are, or other roles actually, and play a broken champion and win the game. Oh no, I have to solo ball. No, I don't have to. I don't want to scale. I don't want to hit my Ws. I don't want to hit my Qs.
I don't personally like. This is probably the change I like the least, by the way. Nerfing death timers. It's incredibly stupid. I agree with this. I think it makes the game so much more boring.
No, I actually think this is a bad
I already
take.
thought that death timers were too fast.
This is an extremely bad take. Wanna know why? Because they are trying to remove toxicity. Toxicity is something they are trying to remove. The more time, especially if you're a bad player, or worse, if you're having a bad game while tilted, the more you stay dead, the more time you have to type, the more time you have to be tilted, the more time you have to be thinking about how you're dead. No, I actually think this is a very positive change in order to... Oh my fucking lord. To reduce the tilt in the game. I totally disagree with this. It's a good change.
Fast, actually. And here they make them faster. They didn't change the TP mechanic for early game, not punished at all for being solo killed early levels. Yep.
Yeah, that's actually true.
It's quite OP in majority of matchups. It's the same reason why you don't see much TP ignite top lane.
That's crazy.
Why does it make the game boring? Because you don't get rewarded for winning when death timers are low.
Yeah, but that's not the issue. That's not the issue. You still get rewarded. I mean, I probably played too much jungle at this point to care. I mean, I've pretty much gotten used to the idea of me being 6-0 free and the top laner being same level as me if he has 1 kill. Like, I've gotten way too used for this. Like, they want to win at such a high level. They want to win so much that they really want to stomp the game and make the game totally unenjoyable and unplayable for every single player if they solo kill. That's what he means by this. And I don't think that's very positive for the game. So what's the solution to this? There are a few solutions. I think one solution that should be implemented to basically promote ignite play or more ignites on mid. It should be, as he said, or as they said, you add a death timer to, or a cooldown to TP if you die. Like, you cannot TP if you die. That will encourage you to use your TP and use it properly, actually, and not use it after you die. Use it before you die and get back to lane if you really want to play that, which I think is bad anyway. That's one thing they can do. They could also add a minion or goal penalty, similar to what they do on support and jungle. What that could do is that if you die and you TP back, or if you get back in, I don't know, the first 20 seconds or 30 seconds or whatever, as in they don't add the cooldown to TP, but you have an XP or minion penalty. So that way you get rewarded as a mid laner for killing the opponent, but it also punishes the player who played worse, but it doesn't make it feel too bad, right? He will feel miserable for having the penalty, but at least he will not feel miserable for being dead and being totally useless. That's another thing they could do. And maybe you could think of other systems, but I agree, it's stupid right now to get higher levels for dying 1v1 and TPing back. It's something that shouldn't happen, but it does. Because that's... Whoa! Okay, let's continue.
You understand? Faster that timers means there's less snowballing in the game. Also, I'm dodging this game, not playing into Ori. Fuck this shit. Which I also agree with his point. I agree Orianna and Syndra are OP, but Orianna is for sure more OP than Syndra. But anyway.
I disagree.
So
Syndra sucks.
you spawn faster, which means enemy cannot get as much advantage over you. They deny less minions when they kill you. You can't get platings as often. Like there's just, it's just bad for the game. I don't understand this. I don't understand this change either.
They probably haven't thought through it.
I mean,
That's
I agree with
very
this
simple.
too. Like, I agree that TP is just very necessary, and it just makes you win lane if an opponent plays Ignite. What is the solution? There's no solution.
Let me make it clear. You don't win if if the opponent plays Ignite. Excuse me, sir. You're not being very clear in your take. You lose 1v1, but you win 2v2. It's very important to mention this, as in you will help your jungler a lot. Your jungler will bully the enemy jungler. Your jungler can be enabled to gank mid, but you will lose in 1v1 in terms of CS. That is true. Which is not very relevant in my opinion, because we're not playing fucking pro play. We're playing fucking solo queue, where everyone dies, everyone opens, nobody wants to play, everyone's tilted. So that's just a bit disingenuous or narrow-minded, I don't know.
You just have to play TP yourself, even if you play like assassin champions mainly. If you play Talon or Zed mid, you kind of just have to take TP these days.
No, you don't.
I agree, it sucks. There's no variety. But honestly, like, I think there's more issues than just, you know, this. I don't know. Not in low elo. Yeah, but his post is mainly about high elo. He plays in high elo, not in low elo.
As a matter of fact, I think the game should not be balanced for the 1,000 players on each server. Should not be balanced for them. Should be balanced for the vast majority, by the way. And obviously there should be something, a solution or some way for higher elo players to have satisfaction and feel rewarded for playing, but it shouldn't be a priority.
They overbuff Syndra Orianna because they want to see it at Worlds.
I keep having to say it. Syndra sucks. She's not overbuffed. She's useless. She scales so fucking late into the game. She gets outscaled by everyone the moment she scales. Oh, I'm gonna pick Syndra. Okay, who am I gonna bully? Am I gonna bully Kassadin? He's gonna stay in tower, be 20 CS down, and then he's gonna stun me anyway. Am I gonna bully Ziggs? No, Ziggs will just fuck me anyway. Victor? No, Victor will just fuck me. Who the fuck does she outscale? Why would you want this? Am I gonna bully Swain? No, I can't even kill him if he presses ult. Like, what the fuck is this narrative? Stop saying lies about Syndra. Syndra fucking sucks. Holy fuck, I'm so tired of this shit. Stop playing Syndra. She needs a buff. Oh, but high-elo players actually play Syndra a lot better than the average. Yeah, 1 in like fucking 20 fucking games. 1 in 20 games, even in high-elo, Syndra is a liability. The champion does nothing except hard push, and maybe with hard push and 20 CS lead, she can maybe sometimes get a lead and roam. And if that roam fails, it's done. The champion is over. Syndra sucks, man. It's not a reliable champion. It's a terrible champion. I'm so tilted by hearing this. It's one of the worst champions you can have in this game.
Okay, so this part, I mean, I agree. Syndra and Orianna are too strong, especially Orianna.
I'm not gonna say that again.
But at the same time, it's not like other champions also don't have strong champions, right? Like,
okay, Nemesis based.
Fucking Aatrox. Sorry, not just like Aatrox, just like Gorging, Kersojin. Like, these are also strong things. Supports like Rakan, like, you know. I don't think this is like that big of an issue, like Syndra and Orianna being strong, because like something has to be strong, and at the same time, like, if those two are the only, like, those two are, I agree, too strong, but I agree there's too much of a gap between those two and the rest.
Soraka too broken, I guess.
But then again, let's say we live in a world where Orianna and Syndra are bad right now, then you're just then you can just say that, I mean, then you're just gonna lose against Renekton, point and clicking, or stat tracking, and then say Renekton's OP. So yeah, I mean, the game is poorly balanced. I agree with this. I think the game is poorly balanced, but it's not necessarily about Syndra and Orianna. Nerf runes, only good laning phase is Ares still. Yeah, this is true.
Only good laning phase is Ahri. Only good laning phase. Wait, what about Ziggs? Is Ziggs bad in lane? Like, what the hell? Just to name a champion. Is Cassio bad in lane? What? What is this propaganda?
I don't really understand. Like, okay, the reasoning for nerfing runes was like, we're gonna make so there's less systemic damage in the game, so champions do more damage via their kits. But like, that's not necessarily true, because they didn't really like buff any champion with this. They actually, like, some champions got hit harder with
well, okay, let's see what he has to say.
Rune nerfs than others, which is, you know, I don't know. Yeah, I agree. I mean, rune nerfs.
So, in case it's not clear, if you remove some of the power from champions that are strong early, you are going to enable other champions that get bullied early to become stronger. Nasus, Kyle, Veigar, these champions benefit indirectly from these system changes.
The nerf, like, the problem we have,
especially Nasus. Nasus is probably the strongest champion in the game. I'm not kidding. He loses to CC. He loses to these nuts.
With rune nerfs is they nerfed a lot of bad runes. Why are they nerfing Electrocute?
Okay, I know why they did that. I think he knows too. They just want to apply all these changes equally to all systems and then see how the changes land and then adjust them further. Probably that's why they want to do it.
And Dark Harvest, these are not good runes. Why are they nerfing Comet? It's not a good rune.
It's a decent rune. It's not the worst rune.
It's just weird. They also didn't nerf Fleet hard enough. Slow down the pace of the game insane. Yeah, pace of the game got slowed down. But, I don't know, in Korea I didn't get slowed down a lot, but maybe on EU it did more.
Well, with this is that it's not necessarily that the game is different or balanced different or patched different on Korea. It's just that players choose to play in a certain way. So I don't know what's this argument.
You know, make it so you get punished way less for mistakes. I don't think it's about this. I think they make the game way more scaling.
Yeah, that's true.
It's way more about scaling. It's way more about
okay, so it's what we said about Nasus.
Getting to Sojin and Goredrinker and Starak. Then you're a fucking beast. That's what it is about. They made it so laning phase matters less because you can int and not lose as much. They made it so early Drakes, early Heralds, plates matter less because they give less gold or less stats.
Yeah, but there's nothing to do in the game. That's the issue. The meta hasn't changed. There's no alternatives. Like, you can get dragon or you can choose not to get dragon and get camps. That's the choice.
They made it more about, hey, pick a strong champ that spikes at 2 to 3 items and then go fucking teamfight at Baron.
Yeah, because that's what they want to get the game going. That's what they want to do. They want to add 5 more minutes to the game artificially.
And guess what? Every Goredrinker and Sojin champion is just fucking nuts right now.
I don't necessarily think that's the case. I just think it's the case that champions that were scaling are stronger. Not about the items.
What exactly is the point of even playing aggressive on midlane anymore?
Why are they stronger? Because they get to put levels. It's not the items, it's the levels. It's the levels that are very troublesome because they cannot die. They do not die not because of the items, because you can basically play any other items. They're still going to be strong because they have levels. Solo lanes are busted, especially top lane, through levels. Okay.
Well, on this point, I would say that, like, people are always going to play aggressively no matter what lane because they're obviously going to try to get advantage. But I don't know what he means exactly by this. Like, playing aggressively on Talon, yeah, that's not rewarding because your champion can't actually win if people are.
Yeah, Talon is a terrible champion. Do not play Talon.
Nico, that's something you have to do because you have to be strong early game.
Nico is a strong champion that scales really hard.
So I think this
Nico, another champion that's actually strong, that you can bully people and transition into mid lane game. That's the thing. Like, there are champions that can do this, but people just want the same old dogshit champions to be 1v9. And it's not a balance issue necessarily, it's an issue with their choices. Like, junglers always have to pick like 2 to 3 champions in the meta. Roton Sejuani, Roton Jarvan, Roton Zac, Roton whatever boring tank that you don't have any variety to do. Now, should we make other roles or all roles be the same? No, I'm just saying that I'm just used to this shit being a norm. And whenever these entitled children can't play the game with no runes, no aggressive runes, they go TP, they don't go Ignite. They don't actually go Electrocute, they go First Strike to have like 200 damage dealt and 200 gold gain at minute 8 when the game has been already decided and we're just going through the motions. Like, they're so entitled, they want to win, they want to feel good, they want to have so much, such a reward for playing whatever they want. And no, you have to play what's the strongest in the game. You have to adjust. If you don't adjust, you're just going to be weaker. Play Nico. Nico is strong. Play Yone. Yone is broken. Don't play fucking Talon. Don't play Kiana. Don't play Action.
It depends on what champion you're playing. But I think like his champion pool is just not very suited for this.
Nemesis just said 2 minutes ago Electro is bad. I disagree.
Maybe. If you don't pick Rihanna, Syndra, even Ari, you basically just instantly lose lane to Dornzink, Ari, Scorch combo. Yeah. No, that is true. If you don't play Dornzink, Ari, Scorch yourself, you're probably losing lane. Unless you are Dornshield second wind. That's like the only way you're not losing
Or
lane.
you can outranger.
You're gonna punish them in early game with an aggressive setup and solo kill them, which is insanely hard if they play smart.
But you also, again, you have to play Ziggs. You have to play Ziggs. You have to play Victor. You have to play other champions. Even if Ari pushes early game, it's fine. You have to play Malzahar. Why does nobody play Malzahar? Is Malzahar a weak champion? He gets ganked. Okay, so many other champions get ganked. So many other champions become useless. And first of all, Malzahar has a passive that prevents a lot of champions from ganking him.
Smart, you don't even get rewarded to just teleport back.
Malzahar is boring? Excuse me. More entitlement.
I think,
Okay.
Ever since Riot implemented the durability patch, which I kinda understand why they did it, solo killing on midlane has become impossible almost. Like, it just happens very last.
The cat want
solo
to
killing
go.
on midlane, midlane is, I guarantee you, midlane is by far the least solo killed lane in the game.
That's true.
It is really hard to solo kill in this fucking lane.
Yeah.
Mid and maybe top if you play tanks.
Yeah, the reason why mid lane is the hardest lane to kill is because it has access to levels. By default, it has more experience than junglers, so obviously junglers have no incentives to gank a lane that's stronger than them. And obviously it's not true at every point of the game. It's true at level 3 and it's true at level 4 to 3. Those are the points where junglers have higher levels. But other than that, the junglers can't really gank at those points because then they fall behind to the junglers themselves and then they lose scuttlers, they get invaded and so on. So that doesn't even matter that junglers are stronger at those points because then they lose to other junglers. And it's also the shortest lane. So being the shortest lane means it has its tower near to them. It has the tower near to them. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna tower dive them at level 2 or level 3? Okay, good luck with that. That's why mid is the hardest to kill. It's the shortest lane.
If you wanna play defense, you just chill. You're forced to go Dornshield second wind into.
Oh no! You're forced to buy items. Think of the children.
This is true.
Oh no! You have to buy items. You have to buy useful items.
This gameplay either because it is really uninteractive, and anyone can pull it off against each other.
Yeah, kind of like jungle.
I'm not a fan of Dornshield second wind, but at the same time, I also understand that if these items don't exist, then certain champions cannot lane at all.
True, that is true.
If Doranshid's second win doesn't exist on a champ like Akali, let's say, like, she will not probably lane majority of matchups.
Yes, and Akali, despite that, it's still a shit champion, bro. Because, again, some people don't play enough gacha games, and they don't understand this concept. For something, for a stat that you get, for a champion that you get for a team, you lose a champion, and the opponents gain a champion. So, what do I mean by this? You get, like, whatever funny champion, Akali, that does piece damage, it tickles the opponents, and maybe it has enough while using its entire combo to kill someone. Maybe you have that, and the opponents get Ziggs. The opponent gets Victor. The opponent gets Orianna, and you get your where Akali breaking her neck, doing jujitsu in her game, barely scratching her balls, doing 50 damage, and maybe sometimes she kills a support 100 to 0 by using her entire combo. Why would you want that for your team instead of having base Giga Chad Orianna pressing 2 buttons and causing another Hiroshima? Like, what the fuck, man? This is what you get for having Akali. You get Akali and the opponents get Cassio. They get Ori. They get Victor. They get real champions.
Exactly, you're supposed to outscale a Syndra, even Orianna at this point. You don't. These champions are extremely hard scaling champions. Both of them are pretty good in lane. They're not necessarily the best in lane, but they're pretty good, both of them. And I agree with you. I agree with this. You will not outscale a Syndra or Orianna. It is not possible.
It is possible to outscale Syndra.
These champions are monsters.
Syndra sucks. I'm not gonna go back on that.
You need to get them in other roles to outscale them somehow.
You just pick Swain.
You don't get rewarded for playing aggressive nor defensive? Yeah. Yeah, I think aggressive is still better against them than defensive, but yeah.
You get rewarded for your team.
Is there even okay, so
this part, these people don't understand that they're playing a team game. The jungler has to be the sacrificial pawn for everyone, provide pressure for everyone, get objectives for everyone, and he's a team player whether you like it or not. You're gonna blame the jungler even if you lose 1v1 because you expect that from them. But they don't understand that they're a piece for the jungler as well. If you play aggressive as mid, you are going to create pressure for the jungler to invade, to fight, to get objectives, to accelerate the game. It's not clear in what you're doing necessarily by killing minions and pushing Akali in tower, but that is providing pressure for your team. This is something you're doing for your team right now. It's something really important. It's something really valuable, but it's not clear because it's not flashy. It's not as you would be killing. I don't know. It's not like you would be killing a 1v1 character. But sometimes it's bad to kill a 1v1 character. It's bad to kill someone when you have to back and the wave is like here and then the character tip is back. You know, the issue they have. And then he's rewarded with more levels. It's not flashy, so obviously people will complain about it. But it's good to play aggressive. It's good for the team. It creates pressure for the team. Like, look, now I'm so confident to do this because I have a strong mid laner. I don't give a fuck. Who cares if Ramus comes? Who cares? I can fight bot, I can do dragons, I can do whatever the fuck I want because I have a winning mid. That's the advantage of having a winning mid. That's what you get by playing aggressively. And of course they don't want to do this because they're selfish, they're greedy, they want to be the main character. Freak blame junglers for wanting to be the main characters. Guess who's the real main character? The mid laner is. But still, let's move forward.
I think on this part, my opinion is that Riot will simply keep balancing the game towards majority of player base, which is obviously the casual part, which is obviously not the high elo part. And we don't really have a choice. We either play this game if we think it's fun, if it's not, we quit this game.
Actually, I kind of disagree with this.
I don't think we have a choice.
We often see how much they are influenced by public opinion. Bear in mind that it's only a group of people from NA, Freak, Prox, whatever, Proxon, I don't even know their name, August. They are only a group of people and they are influenced by what Reddit thinks. and they are influenced by the current discussion in the community. So I think we can do something. We can have discussions among ourselves. We can have discussions among our followers, our viewers, and we can shift the public opinion into a direction, because this is what they have been doing for jungle in the last decade, or maybe even more. They have shifted the jungle role into a NPC role that you just farm and you do nothing for the most part because of public opinion. It's not necessarily true. So what I mean by this, if we would educate our viewers, if we talked about this more, that small group of people from the balance team would be influenced. It's not a, how should I put it? It's not impossible. It's not someone from China that decides this. It's not someone that you don't interact with. No, you can see Riot Freak's post, you can go to Riot August stream, you can go and have those discussions and put actual useful info and influence the game and shift it as you want. So no, I disagree with the Nemesis on this one. Zoe, another broken champion.
I don't think they're going to fix it. I don't think this game state is going to change. Riot is just doing everything they want.
No, it's going to change further when they implement the new map. It's going to change further.
Wanted to do, and they said they're going to do.
Yep.
They said,
he's right.
The game time and the snowballing in high-low games is too much. We're gonna nerf it. They nerfed it. They said jungler role is too OP. We're gonna nerf it. They nerfed it. They said they want to.
I think they nerfed it for low elo and they buffed it for high elo. As in low elo you have to be the one that's killing the players, the stronger players on the other roles. In high elo you can be just better than your role, and you have somewhat better players that can kinda be your tools. But in low elo it feels so fucking bad to play jungle.
To make people roam less, so they made bot and mid waves more synced. Now mid lane can't roam anymore. They said they want to reduce early game snowballing, so they do these new dot timers and plates down, so people don't snowball in lane anymore as much. They said all these things.
Yep. I also think it has that effect.
You know, I think one of the problems is also that
less.
laners are not able to do camps anymore, which makes
the
game more boring for them.
Oh no!
Because in a lot of cases you can't fight champions, you already cleared your wave, minions won't do anything. You wanna push your lead, you can't really take plates, or it's past minute 14. The only play you have is to steal a camp from enemy jungler to set him behind. Guess what? You can't do camps anymore, or it's harder to do so. So you steal less camps on average per game, which makes the game more boring as a laner.
It also makes the game more playable for junglers. Because if you can take a camp from the enemy jungler, why do you think that should be a given? Excuse me, Mr. Nemesis, but why are you entitled to the camp of the opponents? Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. If I come as a jungler and smite your cannon, are you going to be happy about it? Why would the enemy jungler be happy about you doing that? And the reason you are doing that is not necessarily because you're better than him, it's because you're better than the enemy mid laner. So because you are better than the enemy mid laner, is the enemy jungler supposed to suffer for someone else's mistake? No, I think that's toxic. So that's good. It's good you have to invest a lot. It's good that you have to make a choice between your wave or the enemy jungle camp. Why should you be rewarded with both? Okay, you want to transition your snowball into punishing the jungler? Well, it has to be with the price of the enemy mid getting at least something back in the game. Or at least you have to lose something. You shouldn't punish someone else for others' mistakes. That's how I see it. Anyway.
And then he complains because his stupid assassin champs can't one-shot anymore. I mean, he's not wrong.
Yep.
Assassins are shit.
Yep.
Mid lane.
The worst class. Don't play assassins.
He's not wrong. I know, like, he made a tweet. Let me find it.
Don't play assassins.
Oh yeah, this tweet. Look, he made a tweet where Caitlyn apparently did one auto attack and did 2.65k damage. Sorry, 2.6k
It's actually funny because Caitlyn has always been broken. Lethality hasn't changed this. First strike hasn't changed this.
Yeah, some people were then like...
They just discovered that Caitlyn is strong, and all of a sudden,
some
what the
people were
fuck?
like,
She can do that? It's because of the lethality.
Assassin can do that, but an ADC can't. And obviously, like, ADC should not be doing one auto-attack one-shotting.
That's also true. They shouldn't do that.
I think that's incredibly stupid.
I agree.
But you know what's also funny? People now are doing ADC tier lists, and they have Caitlyn in S tier. Caitlyn's been good for multiple patches already.
Oh,
ever since Riot made
good one,
that
Nemesis.
her patch shot is 5 stacks. Watch the clip.
Are you sure Caitlyn is good? It's not Kaisa? I mean, Kaisa and Saya, Saya, really strong champions, guys. Play Kaisa, Saya every single game. They're good champions. Don't play Caitlyn, don't play Jinx, don't play Ashe, don't play Ezreal, don't play Misfortune, don't play Draven. Saya and Kaisa are the champions you should be locking in every single game. Oh, I haven't even noticed when I started this. I have Saya and Kaisa in this game. Like some of the worst champions, not only on AD carry, in the entire role. And they're in this game. Like, what the hell, man?
No, he didn't even set on a trap. It wasn't even trap. Ever since Riot made that Caitlyn does headshot faster. Yeah, this is stupid. I mean, I can't disagree with this. Even in a trap, it should not be one shot. Wait, what's the level? Just for out of curiosity. He's level 18 as well, bro. He's level 18 versus 18. I mean, I agree with him.
Yeah,
also, like, they can never,
should.
like, left team comp can never win against right team comp in late game. It's just probably not possible.
In my opinion, Vayne is weaker than Saya. She's the same level as Saya.
Yeah, anyway. Caitlyn's been legit, probably OP for like so many patches now, and now people are realizing it before Worlds. But yeah, that's another.
Wanna know why people don't wanna play Caitlyn? Because she's actually, believe it or not, she's a bit skill heavy. She actually does require a bit of skill. But with the entire item changes, basically Caitlyn became S tier the moment they made the AD carry item rework. That's when she became totally S tier. When you could no longer have the magic trio combo, Kraken Slayer, Infinity Edge with what's it called? The other third item, Kraken Slayer, Infinity Edge. Man, Lord Dominic's regards. Yeah, when you used to have those free items, you just one-shot everything. You just kill everyone, and the moment they changed this, they allowed, or they shifted power from AD carries from 2 to 3 item spike to 1 item spike. As in nowadays it feels really good when you have Collector on Draven, when you have Ghostblade on, I don't know, on Caitlyn or whatever. It feels good for AD carries to be strong at one level, but they're not necessarily turbo broken as they used to be last patch. So, or last patch, or when those what's it called? That patch was implemented. So that's what happened. The moment they made those changes to AD carry items, Caitlyn became S tier. It's just that it took this long for people to see it, and now they're falsely attributing it to First Strike, which is wrong. First Strike is actually the worst rune, and it's bad for Caitlyn. It's actually really bad to lose a lot of minions and a lot of gold for the amount of gold you gain from your magic First Strike rune. Imagine you lose all that by sacrificing minions in certain lanes, or you give pressure to enemies to scale. You don't get to bully as hard because you don't have fleet. You don't get to sustain. You don't have little tempo to win harder and maybe push out of lanes. If you push out someone in lane, you deny a lot of gold. Like you're going to deny a cannon and 4 minions at least. And that's a lot better than having like 20 damage from First Strike. Give me a break. That rune is so bad. And Caitlyn isn't good because of the rune. It's good because she's been good for a while. And just people are starting to notice.
I don't know. This part, how do you adopt that lane is ever gonna be truly skilled again? Yeah, it's not, probably.
It's not.
Because if you make lane more skilled, then the good players are going to often just... There's going to be way more snowball, right? If you make lane more skilled. Which means that like people are... Like a lot of people just don't have fun when they go like 0-2 in lane and then they can't do anything for the rest of the game.
What about the people that are winning the lane? Who are winning the game? And then they don't have fun because they don't feel rewarded for winning the lane. What about
Even
those?
though it's a game and it kind of should work like that.
Because for every person losing the game, or for every person not having fun, there's someone having fun.
A lot of people don't have fun this way, so right, trying to...
Yeah, like removing the fun from the people that are enjoying themselves, and then everyone's miserable. Great.
Yeah. I can relate to his point a bit.
What else? We have 5 minutes left from this video. I don't necessarily disagree with a lot of Nemesis analysis from this. I just think yamatosdeath, let's be honest, it's not one of the brighter people in the community.
First check Elder buff Kate, one shot on assassin that was missing 600 HP, wow.
He's just opening.
What?
Showing a video right now.
Okay. First of all, Talon is 3k HP character that he has 3.1k HP and he's missing only 500 health.
Yeah, Caitlyn is dealing here 2.6k damage.
Think this shouldn't be a one shot. The thing is, like, you have to understand something. Elder didn't even kill him. She one shot him through Elder.
The question is, let's see their team. Can Talon itemize properly against this team? He probably can't. Because he kind of has to go mercs against that team. Yeah, it sucks. He can't even get defensive items here. Well, that's what you get for playing useless assassins. I don't know, because the same damage Caitlyn does here, she'll not be able to deal that to Maokai. She'll not be able to do the same damage to other champions. She can do that damage to Talon, who doesn't one-shot her and gets one-shotted. That's just how it is.
Here. So it has nothing to do with him having Elder. It's not like Caitlyn did 80% of HP and then Elder finished.
Talon didn't die to
I'm pretty sure
Elder.
The Caitlyn just one-shot him.
Yeah.
Or am I wrong? Yeah, look, he has 2.6k HP and the shot did 2.6k.
Yep.
She just one-shot him.
Yep.
So you can't put Elder as an argument.
Yep. Caitlyn is so hard to balance though as a champion. So hard to balance her.
He has no armor? He has 110 base armor.
That's not an argument, man.
Okay.
What they're trying to say is that they don't have... He doesn't have... what's it called? Defensive items. But even if you had GA, he wouldn't die in one shot, he would die in 2 shots. He wouldn't get to even press his abilities on her.
He has 3k HP though.
Well, if he had 3k HP at that point, he wouldn't have died because that shot dealt 2.6. Still, he would have died in 2 shots. That's the point. Don't play assassins. Assassins suck. Don't play Kiana, don't play Talon, don't play Akshan. Wait, I dodged? Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Whatever, I'll go on another account. Don't really care.
Honestly, yeah, it's not ADC problem, it's Caitlyn problem.
It's not ADC. Partially true, but it's also an issue with Talon. Because again, Zac will not die there. Maokai will not die there. Ramos will not die there. Fuck it, even Rakan wouldn't die there.
If that's Ashe instead of Caitlyn, that clip, Talon will not get one shot. If that...
Sure, but Ashe has a different way to applying damage and she would still probably handle Talon. I don't necessarily know from what position she would, or maybe Talon could get to her, but if it's still level 18, Ashe would still have some base armor on her. She could probably still survive Talon. So yeah, it's not necessarily a DK problem, it's just that assassins suck.
That's Israel, if that's I don't know who. Like, the problem is specific characters, which brings me back to Yamato's point. Like, he thinks the game is poorly balanced, and so do I. I think the game is really poorly balanced.
Yeah, but we think that for different reasons.
Like, Kai'Sa has been doing Kai'Sa things for like how many patches now?
Well, if you pick Kai'Sa, you enable Jinx, you enable Caitlyn, you enable Draven to do their things. That's the thing. They don't pick punishing champions that outrage Kai'Sa, bully her in tower, provide tower diving pressure. They just pick shit champions. So obviously Kai'Sa gets to do broken things. To a fair point, the most toxic thing Kai'Sa did in recent years was poking with W, and that was quite unfair. But other than that, her dealing damage and proccing her passive, it's whatever. That's not the issue. The issue is when you get to the point where you just poke people out of vision, you dodge a hit, guess what? She has another one straight up, and that's just unfair. That's just unfair. And sure, tanks can block that. Some people can block that, but it's not fun for tanks to take damage for nothing.
And they just refuse to do anything because they're like obsessed with the 50% win rate.
Yeah, that's I simply cannot understand.
Players, if it's not 50%, blah blah blah.
So obviously, it's also something that has to be taken into account. If you were to play, what's an obvious example? If you were to play Kai'Sa every single game in Draven, if you were to play Vayne every single game in Draven, what do you guys think would be the win rate of Vayne? What do you guys think Kai'Sa would have a win rate? She'll probably around 30 to 40% because she'll lose lane every game, and the only way for her to win is if I guess she'd be boosted or carried by other people. That's how it goes. So a lot of champions are not judged by how they are winning lane or how they are providing pressure to the team. Like Kai'Sa doesn't do jack shit for lanes. She just gets pushed in, and other people carry her to mid game to deal that insane amount of damage. She's a useless champion from that perspective. And if other people would have the same mentality and bully her, then other people would do the same on mid. If other people would do the same on top lane, champions like Kai'Sa will never be an issue because she will never get to the point to scale there. It's so obvious.
Like, that's the problem.
But they don't. They pick Saya. I want to play my OTP. I want to play my Akali. I like to play Akali, guys. I'm an Akali player. I am playing Akali, guys. I'm playing Akali. Akali is really fun. I like to have fun in this game. I like to have fun in a competitive game where the goal is to stomp the opponent. I'm going to have fun.
Ultimate bravery every game, and somehow it's just viable. It's like mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, it's actually, I was surprised as well to see the Kai'Sa build functioning.
Okay, you know what the problem with Kai'Sa is? The only problem that I have with Kai'Sa is her W. Her W is visually extremely
deceiving,
hard to notice on certain skins, and the hitbox is bullshit.
Yep.
That is the problem with Kai'Sa.
I agree.
If her W was just like better to see or something like that, there would be no problem.
Yep.
But she just has a bunch of pay-to-win skins, and her W has just a buggy, shitty-ass hitbox.
Should I link my stream as well? I'm not gonna do that.
Impossible to have the game perfectly balanced. I understand that. I just think they can do better.
Yeah, obviously. What a dumb comment that was. There's no reason for Kai'Sa W to be so deceiving.
The problem League also has is that like so many characters are just abandoned because they're outdated, like Vel'Koz.
Okay, but Vel'Koz is not a bad character. Hello, wait.
Champ is just so out.
Vel'Koz is not a bad character. People don't want to play Vel'Koz because it's boring. Vel'Koz has always been the same, but there are other champions that other people consider them fun. Sion was a boring champion, but because of Baus, a lot of people started playing him. Sion is not a fun champion, bro. streamers and people influence other people into playing so many champions. I see it so often. Who's like a Vel'Koz player, ASAP? That's about it. Nobody wants to play Vel'Koz because it's boring on its own, and there's no actual streamers displaying the champion's strengths. Vel'Koz is a good champion.
Dated, and they give zero shits about him. He's just so dead.
Okay, I don't disagree.
Now,
He
the
is
thing
kind of
about
dead.
why I mentioned Vel'Koz is because I genuinely think the character is like, it's not like a dumb character, you know? It's not like a character that a noob can pick up. I don't want to see more Malphite in fucking Hyla, right? But Vel'Koz, like he has, you can outplay him. He has like a lot of room to be outplayed on. He's just a nice character to play against because he's fair. This is why no one complains about Vel'Koz when you play against
I do, because I'm playing jungle and I get fucked by him.
You got hit by spells, you probably maybe could have dodged it, you could have positioned better, whatever, right?
Yeah, and by me as a jungler, I'm always under level and I still die to AoE.
When they're weak, that's fine.
Yeah, Cassio and Vlad are weak, yeah. Anyway, that was my reaction to this. I don't know. It does make a few valid points.
Today we are going to talk